Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to my channel, my Loverlies. If you've never been here before, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I am so happy you found me. I do so hope that you will like and subscribe before you leave. Become part of the Mama family. Mama's got your back, at least where makeup is concerned, and definitely when that makeup is cheap. Today we're doing a full face, or pretty much a full face, of Essence makeup. I am so excited. I have been very eagerly anticipating filming this video. I have eyeshadow, I have all kinds of base products. I have all kinds of yummy stuff that I cannot wait to share with you guys. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up before you leave. And let's just jump right into the makeup. So I already have one eye done already. I am using the Essence Hello Berlin palette. Guys, these are always on sale. I actually really enjoy Essence eyeshadow quality. I think some palettes are better than others, but for the most part they're really nice. 9 times out of 10 they're always on sale, especially at Ulta. You can usually get a really good deal, especially on these palettes. They also have, if you're looking for something a little bit smaller and a little bit more travel friendly, they also have these teeny tiny little 6-pan palettes. This is the I Like to Mauve It Mauve It palette. These are adorable. Packaging is really nice. It's really cute kind of plastic packaging. You have a full good sized mirror in here, and then you get 6 really beautiful shades. There are 3 mattes and 3 shimmers in here. Really great quality. Little tiny palettes like this are so no thought necessary. It's just kind of everything's laid out for you. You pretty much know what to do. I love little palettes like this. I am not using this one today. I'm using the Hello Berlin. The Hello Berlin is in cardboard packaging. You guys know I love my cardboard packaging. You again have a cute little mirror in here, and then this is what the color story looks like. Super neutral. You've got lots of beautiful kind of khakis in here, like army greens, and the shimmers in here are absolutely stunning. Really beautiful. There also is the Hey LA palette. I use this palette quite often. I really enjoy this palette as well. This pink color is so pretty, and then so is this purple. Nice and colorful. I mean, it's neutral but with pops of color, so it's still really approachable and really wearable, but fun at the same time. I wanted to go with something super easy and quick, but still very wearable and fun, maybe a little bit different. So this is what I decided. This is what I landed on. It's just a little bit of a structured kind of eye. We're gonna hop right into it. It really is not difficult at all. I already have my eyeshadow primer on. This is my Wet n Wild Rose Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. This stuff is really good. Not my favorite, but it's really good. Going into the Berlin palette, we're going to go first on a big fat fluffy brush, and we're going to take the lightest shade in the palette, and we're just going to buff it all over our transition area. Tuck that right up underneath the eyebrow, from inner corner all the way to the outer edge of the brow. We're just looking to get a little bit of a mattified kind of base down. And then we're going to go in with a really beautiful army khaki color. That is so pretty. Really kind of matches my shirt. I have been filming all day today because I have a super busy week ahead of me. I have so much stuff that I have to get done. I have to get Sean ready for school, and the puppies. I need to give the puppies their shots and all of that stuff. So I'm really trying to get as much filmed today as I possibly can. I feel so bad. I don't like it when I don't have time to film content, because if I'm not filming content, I'm not uploading content, and if I'm not uploading, then you guys don't get to see my beautiful face every day. Anyway, so I have that on underneath my eyebrow. Just a little bit of a mattified base. Just kind of looks nice and creamy down there now. Now I'm going to go into a dense, precise blending brush. So this is the AOA E132, one of my absolute favorite teeny tiny detail brushes. It is absolutely perfect. So good. Goes for around $1.55 on Shop Miss A. Shop Miss A has some of the absolute best brushes anywhere. They're so good. I'm going to go into this shade right here. I don't think that they have shade names, but it's this shade right here, this kind of light army green color. And we're going to take this, starting at the inner corner of our eye. We're going to follow the natural contour of the eye. So if you can see right here, there's a little bit of a natural shadow where my orbital socket is. I'm going to follow that shadow. And I'm just going to very lightly trace out my line first. Like that. The great thing about these shadows is they're beautifully pigmented, but they're also very, very blendable and buildable as well. So now I've just kind of deepened that shadow ever so slightly. So now I'm going to go continue in that same color, and I'm going to add just a bit more pigment to my brush. And I'm going to continue to deepen that shadow. Tiny bit by tiny bit. Until I get a nice opaque line. I want to try to make it as symmetrical. I want to try to make it as even as I possibly can. So I want to make this eye look as much like this eye as I can. And that is the reason I use the natural shape of my eye, because the blueprint is pretty much already there. At this point, all you're doing is really tracing. And I do want to make sure to get a nice flare at the outer corner. Taking very, very tiny amounts of product onto my brush at a time. Make sure that you do this before you have your base on, so that way if you mess up or make a mistake, you can always go in with a Q-tip and some makeup remover and kind of fix up your lines. I absolutely love doing my eye makeup first. It really just takes a lot of pressure off, and you don't have to really worry about making it perfect the first time around. Just kind of gives you room to play. Now I'm really happy with that opacity. They look pretty similar on each side. I'm going to look at my mirror and make sure that looks nice and symmetrical, or as symmetrical as I can make it anyway. Just like that. And then I'm going to take a Q-tip. I'm going to get a little bit of my simple eye makeup remover. Guys, I get this at Burke's, which is just basically like a discount store. I get this at Burke's for like $3 a bottle. It is so good. Some of the absolute best eye makeup remover out there. And I'm just going to clean up my bottom line wherever I need to. Clean up my upper edge so that it looks nice and sharp. Just like that. Nice and sharp now. Clean up this inner corner. Just like that. And now we look perfectly symmetrical. And the next step is a complete breeze. This is like the easiest eye look absolutely ever. So now we're going to take a flat packing brush. This is actually an e.l.f. concealer brush, but I love this brush. It is my favorite to use with any kind of shimmer or metallic shadows. We're going to go into the shade now, which is just a really pretty pinky peach shade. Beautifully reflective though. And we're just going to pack this on all over the lid. Making sure we keep a nice clean line underneath that army color. Just like this. And then when we get to the outer corner, we're going to kind of wing it up and create a nice sharp angle. And make it look as clean and structured as we possibly can. Just like that. That really is just about it. We're going to go into another Shop Miss A brush. This is the AOA E124. It is a teeny tiny precision pencil brush. And we're going to go into this dark brown shade right here. And we're going to very, very gently trace the bottom edge of that green army color. This is going to provide a little bit of contrast and help to further define this edge. And it's also going to help to blend it in just a little bit and give us a little bit of a smoky situation. Really keeping that right there on the bottom edge of the green, but you want to use the most precise brush that you can because you really want this edge to be as clean as possible. This eye look is all about lines, and if your lines aren't clean, then your look is just going to be messy. Just like that. It almost looks unfinished at the moment, but that's why we're going to go in with a black wing. So this is my NYX Epic Ink Liner. And I'm going to follow the edge of that shimmer and because I have hooded eyes, I'm going to do a bat wing and just fill in try to make it as clean and neat as possible. It's a little bit difficult to do when your eyes are as wrinkly as mine are, but we make it work. Just like that, you have a nice, big, bold black wing, and you see how instantly it makes the eye look more finished. Just like that. Beautiful. Super simple. Took 10 minutes to do. Probably would have been quicker if I wasn't sitting here talking. But you have this really beautifully structured, very simple but fun and interesting looking eye look. I am so in love with it. We're going to finish off the eye with a little bit of a black eyeliner. I'm going to line my upper waterline. And my lower waterline. And then on the lower lash line, we're going to take just that same pencil brush and we're going to go in with the same brown color. And we're just going to smudge that underneath the lower lash line, just to give it a little bit of a smoke. And if you have smaller eyes, or if you worry about your eyes looking downturned at all, the biggest tip I have for you if you want to put something on the lower lash line is make sure you're tapering it off towards the inner corner of the eye. So I like to go a little bit thicker towards the outer corner And then as I move in towards the inner corner of my eye, I really taper it off into the inner corner so that it gives my eyes more of an up tilted kind of appearance or effect. So it really gives me that cat eye kind of shape. So pretty. I think this eye look is absolutely stunning and almost completely effortless. We're going to add a little bit of mascara to really finish it off. We're going to use an Essence mascara. So this is the Essence Lash Princess mascara. I have heard so many amazing things about this mascara. This is a waterproof version because y'all know I have super watery eyes, and if I used the regular version it would just run all over my face. So we're using the waterproof one, but I will say I thoroughly enjoy this mascara. I think that this mascara is fantastic. I love the brush head on it. It really separates the lashes and builds a good amount of volume and length without making them look clumpy or spidery in any way. I like the way that the wand feels in my hand. It's easy to keep a hold of. It's easy to control. The actual bristles on the brush head are nice and stiff, but not to the point where they kind of poke you in the eye. They're just stiff enough that they really separate and comb through the lashes. And then on top of that, the actual formula is super dark. So it really gives you a lot of drama on the lashes with like almost no effort. So I am so in love with it, guys. Those are the eyes. What do we think? Do we like them? Do we love them? Would we wear them? Let me know in the comments below. I wanted to do something super fun, but also super easy and doable, and I just kind of love it. I am so into green right now. It's kind of insane. It's kind of crazy. We're going to move on to base products now, and this is where the fun is really going to start, I think. So I picked up this is the Hello Good Stuff Glow Serum Primer. Now, this is supposed to be a dupe for the Glow Recipe Watermelon Niacinamide Dewdrops, which I have been wanting to try for absolutely ever. And I heard that this is almost a spot-on dupe for that. So we're gonna find out right now. I actually ordered this off of Ulta. All of this stuff. Ooh, it smells like watermelon. Ooh, it smells good. It feels nice and hydrating as well. Ooh. It smells delicious. Not like super potent, but just a slight kind of hint of fruity goodness. It feels like a cool splash of water on the skin. Feels incredibly hydrating. Sinks in almost instantaneously into the skin. I am really happy with that. I'm going to put just a little bit on my forehead. I have been, I exfoliated and then did a peel as well. So my skin is just a little bit dry at the moment. So I need all of the moisture and hydration that I can get. And for foundation, I could not find a foundation from Essence that I thought would actually work on my skin. And as much as I like to test out makeup for you guys, I don't like to waste my money. And I definitely didn't want to buy a foundation that I knew I wasn't going to be able to wear. So I'm going to use like an old standby. I'm going to use my Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid. But I also did pick up this one. This is the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD High Definition Longwear Illuminating Foundation. What a name. So I picked this up. This is plastic packaging. It looks nice. It feels nice. But the color on this is just a little bit off for me. You can definitely tell that I have a cooler pinky red undertone. And this is very yellow. Very yellow, very golden. And I just don't think that it would work on my skin tone. I mean, let's try it. Let's just try it. Let's go for it. Because I spent money on it for this video, so we'll just go for it. I'm just gonna kind of dot this all over my face, and then I'm gonna go in with a sponge to kind of blend it out. But I have been curious about this foundation, which is why I just kind of went for it and picked it up. We'll see. I don't think that the color is great for me. I got this in the shade Porcelain, and I know Porcelain usually has a little bit more of a yellowy undertone, but I can usually get away with it. It just didn't occur to me that I should probably pick up something with a more cool undertone. I've been out in the sun a little bit, and I thought I would be a little bit darker, but for some reason my tan faded so incredibly quickly this time. I mean, I'm happy that I'm not like red and burnt and peeling, but my tan faded so fast this time. I really didn't even get a chance to enjoy it before it was gone. Can y'all believe summer's almost over? I am so sad about it. I'm so sad that summer is on its last legs, though I am a little bit excited for fall. I just love fall. I love fall anyway. I love when it starts to kind of cool off a little bit out there, because I die during the summer. And though I love the summer and I love the sun and I love the heat, by the time fall gets here, I am usually so ready for it. I am usually so ready for the cool down, and this year is absolutely no different. I am so ready for the leaves to start changing. I am ready for pumpkin spice everything. I'm not big on pumpkin spice lattes. They're not my favorite. But I really do enjoy like the scents of fall, you know, like apples, and I like the way pumpkin smells. Pumpkin and cinnamon is more of my thing. I really, really love cinnamon. Anything like apple cinnamon, I am here for. Pumpkin pie spice, I think it's all delicious. I just never could get quite behind the pumpkin spice latte craze. I just don't think they're that amazing. No shade if pumpkin spice is your thing. No shade on you, my love. I love it for you. Just not my thing. But I will take all of the cinnamon caramel that my little heart can handle. Starbucks, they come out with that cinnamon caramel crunch thing that is my absolute favorite. I love that so, so much. And then, you know, the little cinnamon streusel muffins and like coffee cakes. Oh, so, so good. I make so much coffee cake in the fall and winter. Oh, and shortbread cookies. Oh, shortbread cookies are my absolute favorite. I cannot wait to make my first batch of them. Oh, this year is going to be so, so good. I am going to bake to my little heart's content. And then not only that, but I'm not working this year, so I will have enough time to actually sit there and bake Christmas cookies. Oh, I can't wait. So let's talk about this foundation really quickly. The color match is not as terrible as I thought it would be. It does look a little bit warm. You can definitely tell that my face is warmer than my chest, but that's all right. I brought it down my neck quite a bit, and I think that we have a pretty decent match. It looks really nice on my skin. I was worried this was going to be a little bit drying and kind of cling to my dry patches, but it is not. It is not clinging at all. It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful on my nose. It doesn't look super heavy. It's not intensifying or, you know, really bringing a lot of attention to my under eye wrinkles. I'm really, really happy with this. This looks absolutely beautiful. It doesn't feel super heavy, but it does have like a solid medium coverage. I also feel like you could probably build this foundation up quite a bit if you wanted to. This is just really, really nice. I am really, really happy with this. This looks beautiful. Love it so much. So the next thing that I picked up is this. This is the Essence Camouflage Matte Concealer. It says this is waterproof and tattoo covering. I am terrified of this concealer. It is matte, and as I told you guys, I have seriously dry skin. I am really worried that this is going to intensify my under eye dryness and really just kind of take my under eyes for a ride, but we're gonna try it out. We're gonna see how it goes. I got mine in the shade 20 Light Ivory. Before I apply it, I want to talk to you guys about this applicator for just a second. It has a doe foot applicator, but it is very flexible, so I feel like it can kind of bend to the curves of your face or your eyes wherever you're applying it to. I actually really like that. I'm gonna put just a little bit underneath each eye and then use it to highlight the center of my face. I really like this doe foot applicator. I think it feels really nice. I'm gonna put a little bit in the center of my forehead as well. I'm really hoping that this is gonna be nice and brightening as well, and I'm really praying that it's not gonna be too overly drying. While I blend that out, when do your babies go back to school? I don't have an exact date for when Sean goes back yet, but we've already started the process of getting our school supplies and backpacks and stuff together. I already got his school clothes and stuff bought. I really tried to do that when I had the extra money. I'm so glad I did it before I had to buy a new car. Y'all, if I would have waited until after I bought the car, Sean would definitely not have a full wardrobe. And I have to buy that boy a full wardrobe every single year because he grows like a freaking weed. And all of this, like literally the stuff I bought him 2 months ago doesn't fit anymore. Y'all, when I tell you my son is an absolute monster, I mean this in the best way and the most loving way possible, but he's a freaking monster. He is a freaking monster. He is almost 6 feet tall. He is 11. He is almost 6 feet tall. He wears the size 12 double wide shoe, and he weighs 210 pounds. My son is an absolute monster. I am so happy. I'm glad that he is healthy and happy and strong, and you know, all of the things that us mothers want for our sons. But goodness gracious, trying to keep that boy clothed is like, it's like I have 20 different children. It's like I'm buying 20 different wardrobes every single year. I have to literally have to replace it every 2 months. And he just got out of a really bad growth spurt. So it makes me so happy. And I anticipated this. I knew it was coming. So when I bought his school clothes, I bought 2 sizes too big so he could grow into them throughout the year, which works for him because he likes baggy clothes anyway. Let's talk about this concealer really quickly. It is definitely matte, but I am so surprised right now at how beautiful my skin looks. Like, I definitely look dry, but I always look dry, so it's really not due to the concealer. Even my absolute favorite concealer, the Revlon Skin Awake, it makes my my under eyes look dry. There's really just nothing I can do about it. My skin is just gonna look dry, but it is not emphasizing my texture. It's not settling into my lines. It looks great. It's not as brightening as I would like, but I think that that might be my fault. I just didn't pick a light enough shade. But I tell you what, my under eye, my dark circles are completely covered. I feel like I have a really great coverage situation going on. It looks great on my skin. I am incredibly happy. This looks absolutely beautiful. I do wish I would have picked a better color in the LA Girl foundation because I really like this foundation. And I was very prepared not to like this concealer at all, but this concealer is absolutely stunning as well. I am incredibly happy with that. Now, when I was purchasing from Essence, I kind of noticed that they don't have very many cream products, if any, cream products to choose from. So everything from here on out is going to be a powder. So I do want to go ahead and set my face really quickly. To set my face, I picked up this. This is the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. This is a pressed powder. It's supposed to be nice and brightening. I'm going to use this to set my under eyes and probably the perimeters of my face as well, just so that the powder products don't stick to my wet base, because it definitely does not dry down on its own. My base, though it looks beautiful and luminous and I really like it, definitely is not self-setting, so I'm going to have to set the perimeter of my face. So I'm going to take my e.l.f., this is my e.l.f. tapered highlighting brush. It's my absolute favorite under eye powder brush. And I'm going to just gently pat into this powder and press that onto my under eyes just to make sure that that concealer doesn't crease. Just kind of press that into my skin. I am really happy with this eye look. I think it looks so cool. I love a good you hear my puppies barking? Speaking of puppies, I know I probably talk about them in every single video, but it's basically my life right now. And they're so incredibly amazing. They're so cute. They have absolutely stolen all of our hearts. My husband has a favorite, and he named him Falcor. If you've ever seen, I'm not even going to say it. If you know where the name Falcor comes from, let me know in the comments below. It comes from one of my husband's absolute favorite movies. And if you know which movie he's talking about, oh my gosh, we're like soul sisters. Because it's one of my husband's absolute favorite movies. But I really love that movie as well. So we have one that we named Falcor because it looks exactly like Falcor from the movie. And then we have another one that is a really beautiful black, white, and brindle color, and we named it Rorschach because it almost looks like, you know, like Rorschach cards. That's what it looks like. It just looks like really beautiful kind of abstract patterns. So beautiful. I like this powder. It feels very lightweight. It feels really nice and silky on the fingers as well. I think it's a little bit, I gotta fix my nose ring before it falls out, but it looks to be nice and blurring on the skin as well. Not the most blurring. I can already tell this is not going to be my favorite powder. If you guys can see, it's made, whereas my foundation before looked really beautiful, it's made my foundation look a little bit heavy. So it's not my favorite. And it's kind of like emphasizing my pores a little bit. I still think that the absolute best powder combination in the entire planet is my NYX Can't Stop pressed powder, and then my L'Oreal super blendable True Match powder mixed together. This powder is incredibly brightening, whereas this one is incredibly blurring, and the two together do exactly what I need them to do. This powder is definitely not my favorite. I don't like how heavy it's sitting on my face, and I don't like how dry it's making my face look. But that is okay. Not everything can be a perfect 10. Not everything can be a winner. And you see where my eyes are watering because it's not like it's just, I don't know. Yeah, not my favorite powder. Not my favorite powder at all. My skin looks really heavy, and I'm not super happy about it. And I really didn't put that much powder on my face, so it shouldn't look this heavy, and it shouldn't look this dry. Hopefully once I put some setting spray on, it won't be so bad. So let's go ahead and move on to, contour. So I did pick up this little contouring duo. So this is the Essence Contouring Duo palette. You have two different shades in here. I really like the packaging. I will say all of the packaging on these Essence products, they feel nice. One of my absolute favorite contouring palettes is this Profusion Contour and Highlight 1 palette. I love this thing so much. It's like $5 or $6. You get 3 highlighters and 3 contouring shades. The powders in here are beautiful. You can tell I love this. I have hit pan. I'm about to hit pan on this one. Really great quality. But the packaging on it is super flimsy, super cheap looking and cheap feeling. But the plastic on these feels much heavier, much sturdier. These feel like they would be great for travel as well. I'm gonna see, let's go ahead and swatch this bronzing powder. That color is perfect. I think that this is gonna look so, so good on my skin. It's got a really beautiful kind of, it's got a little bit of warmth to it, but it's got that beautiful shadowy gray kind of undertone that really makes a believable contour on me. So I am super excited to test this out. I'm gonna use my e.l.f. buffing foundation brush to apply my contour. This looks like it's going to be nice and pigmented as well. So I'm going to go in really, really lightly, and I'm just going to kind of stipple the pigment on first, and then I'll go back through and start to kind of blend it out. I already can tell that I am going to love, love, love this. The color is exactly spot on to what I usually like to wear. It's gonna give me a really believable shadowy contour. Beautifully pigmented. Let's see how well it blends though. That powder didn't do a great job of setting my base. I'm already gonna go ahead and say that I really don't like this powder. This powder is definitely so far my least favorite product that I've used in this video. And this powder was not super cheap either. I think this powder was like $6 or $7. And I would much rather spend the same amount of money and go pick up my NYX Can't Stop powder. It does a much better job at setting my face. And on top of that, you get a little bit of coverage and brightening with the NYX powder as well. Or even if you didn't want to use the NYX powder, I would suggest the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder because they're so good. They are so incredibly blurring while still adding just a little bit of coverage, and they're fully capable of setting the foundation. I like this contour though. This contour is fantastic. It is blending really, really easily and really beautifully. The color is perfect. It is a perfect contouring color, especially for my skin tone. I have this in the shade 10 for lighter skin, and it is perfect. It's got that great kind of shadowy quality. So I made steak and baked potatoes for dinner tonight because steak was on sale at my local Ingles. But my husband and I are wanting to try something new so desperately. We're starting to get in that little bit of a rut, you know, where you like feel like you're eating the same things over and over and over again. So we're really starting to look for like new recipes and new things to kind of brighten and spice up our weekly diet. But you know what's so crazy is it's so expensive. It is so expensive to eat well. It seems like fresh vegetables are almost more expensive than buying like a box of definitely more expensive than buying a box of macaroni and cheese or a starch. And as much as we want to start eating more fresh vegetables and things like that, it's just so expensive. I went to Ingles the other day to try to buy some squash because I love, especially in the summer, I love cabbage and squash together. Oh, so good. Like, you ever had butter cabbage? Oh, one of my favorite vegetables in the entire world. But a head of cabbage was like ridiculously expensive. And then to buy a pound of squash, a pound of yellow squash was like $8. And I was like, what in the world? And so Stuart and I were thinking about maybe next year starting a garden and just growing our own. But the only thing with that is, though we have the space for it, we really just kind of have to learn to do it. So if any of you guys garden or have any kind of gardening tips that you could kind of pass along, that would be absolutely fantastic. I am so dead serious about trying to start my own garden next year. I am really serious about it. I'm going to take this is my Moda Flat Eye Fluff Brush. It is a beautifully thin, flat kind of fluffy brush and perfect for nose contour. I'm just going to take this and run this down each side of my nose just to thin out the bridge of my nose a little bit and kind of give the tip of my nose a little bit of shape. I have a very bulbous nose. So I like to kind of try, and it points downward a little bit as well. So I really like to try to contour it and make it look just a little bit thinner. And then I like to contour down here just to give the illusion that my nose isn't pointed down quite so severely. And I'm just kind of stippling this on with a very, very light pressure. This might be my new favorite powder contour. I really, really, really like this powder contour. It is a perfect color. It blends super easily. It's easy to work with. It was pretty affordable as well. Maybe not super affordable. I think this thing might have gone for around $10. So I still think that my Profusion is a much better value. But if you guys have the money to spend and have been looking at this contour palette, I say go for it. It's really, really nice. Definitely worth the money. And then you get this color right here, which is, I just feel like it's a waste because I'll probably never use that color. It's got a little bit of like a gray tone to it, so I don't know if I could use that as like a brightening powder. I'm gonna put a little bit of that contour right underneath my lower lip, just to create a little bit of a shadow there. Give the illusion that my lower lip is a little bit more full than it actually is. Then go over that with my powder brush just to blend it, make sure I don't have any harsh lines. My face looks fantastic. I mean, my under eyes look super, super dry, but they always look super, super dry. I love that contour. I really love this foundation. I think the concealer is beautiful. I don't like that powder at all. I am not happy with that Brighten Up banana powder. So the next thing I want to try, so I don't break anything. The next thing I want to try is I picked up this Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. This looks like a really, really pretty bronzer. Now, I wanted to pick up a bronzer. Besides the fact that I thought it was really pretty, I think that pan embossing is beautiful. This is a nice, big, generously sized bronzer. You get a good amount of product in here. I think it's really pretty. Again, you've got that nice, solid, heavy feeling plastic packaging. And then the actual tone, let me see if I can get a good swatch so that you guys can actually see it. It's got a really beautiful amount of warmth to it, but it looks very, very neutral to me. It doesn't pull too cool or too warm. I think this is beautiful. And when it comes to my bronzers, I really like a bronzer that lets me build. I don't like a bronzer that's like boom in your face with pigmentation. I like something that goes on softly and lets me build up my custom like amount of warmth. Because you can go from looking beautifully bronzed and sun-kissed to looking like an Oopa Loopa really, really quickly. Especially when a bronzer is too pigmented. But this is so pretty. Very, very soft formula. It looks good on the skin. It doesn't, it's matte, so there's not going to be any emphasizing of texture. I also like to bring my bronzer up onto my cheek a little bit just to make it look a little bit more natural. I really like to bring it anywhere where the sun naturally touches my face, and when I get sun, it usually gets right here on my cheeks a little bit, goes all through my forehead, and then it goes across my nose a little bit as well. So I'm going to put just a touch of it on across the bridge of my nose. That's a really, really beautiful bronzer. Builds quickly, blends easily. This is stunning. Definitely a beautiful bronzer. It's not going to beat my L'Oreal Lumi Bronze It. You guys know I love that thing so much. But if you're looking for a warmer toned bronzer and something that's light but buildable and easy to work with, I think this is a absolute fantastic option. It's a really beautiful color. If you're looking for like a more neutral bronzer, I think that this is great. Soft and buildable, blends easily. I'm in love with that. Okay, last but not least, I picked up a highlighter. So this is a pretty new release from Essence. This is Essence the highlighter. I have this in the shade 01 Mesmerizing. I am excited. Let's go ahead and give this a swatcheroo. Ooh, look how pretty that looks on my finger. It feels nice and soft. A nice kind of, it's not super sheeny. It's definitely not a beaming highlight, but there is a soft illumination there. And I like that you can see that it's there, but it's not really emphasizing my pores. I have pretty big pores on the back of my hand, and it's not really emphasizing that at all. I am excited about this highlighter. I'm going to use my Moda Highlight and Glow brush. And I'm just going to sweep this onto the highest points of my face. That looks really pretty. It's a really pretty, soft, natural kind of highlight. It's definitely not beaming, but you can build it up. So I just did that second layer of it, and you can definitely see there's more of a glow there now. So this is one of those highlights that is insanely customizable. You can do just a little bit for a lit from within glow, or you can build it up and create a beaming kind of like look at me highlight. I love formulas like that. They're so versatile. This is beautiful. It's not emphasizing my texture at all. The color of it looks really beautiful on my skin tone as well. I'm really happy with that. I hate that powder. It made my face, my base look so heavy. Put a little bit on my upper lip. Let's do a little bit on the nose as well. Ooh, ooh. Okay, I really like this highlighter. This is a really pretty highlighter. Very finely milled. It's nice and soft, but it's not chunky in any way. It's just it's not glittery in any way either. It's just a really beautiful, soft, kind of natural looking lit from within glow. That is stunning. Okay, I love this. Let's add a little bit of a lip liner so I can look a little bit more finished. And then we will go over my hair looks crazy. And then we will go over my final thoughts. I did not pick up a lipstick, but that is just because I have so many. I really did not need. I look like a crazy person right now. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it. Oh, all this hair. It is killing me. Okay. What should I put on my lips? Should I do a mauve shade, or should I do something? Let's do something brown. I haven't done a brown lip in a minute. My new box of lipsticks. Ooh, okay, so I picked up a couple of these from the store when I went the last time. I think these are new from Maybelline, but these are the ultimate skinny lipsticks. They're the ultimate matte lipsticks. I got these in a couple different shades. I think I got 3 different shades of these, but I'm only seeing 2. And I want a nude color. Does anybody else think that one of the hardest parts about doing your makeup is finding the right lip color? A lip color is one of those things that can either make or break your look, and if you make the wrong choice, it just kind of like throws the whole thing out of whack. Let's use this one. This one looks nice and warm. So this is the Maybelline Ultimate Matte Lipstick in the shade more caramel. Really, really beautiful color. Ooh, yeah, that looks pretty. I think it might be a bit warm for what I've got going on. That formula is really, really nice. Nice and soft and smoothing on the lips. It's got like a velvety kind of finish to it, but it doesn't feel dry. Like it's not like a true dry kind of sticky matte formula. It feels really, really comfortable and plush on the lips. Almost feels like a whipped texture. That feels nice. That feels really, really like almost... I like that. Let's put a little bit of lip gloss on top. I'm going to go in with a Wet n Wild lip gloss. This is the shade Pisces. It's the Zodiac lip gloss, just in the shade Pisces. Freaking dog hair everywhere. Put that right in the center for a little bit of shine. And let's do our final thoughts. It's going to be an hour-long video. All right, so... this is what the end result looks like. Let's do a little bit of a setting spray, kind of rehydrate my face a little bit. See if that helps bring a bit of life back to my face. My under eyes look so heavy and so dry because of that powder. Oh, that helped. That helped a lot, actually. Oh, wow. That just melted the powder right into my face. It looks so much better. I look so wrinkly. I'm old. Anyway. So, final thoughts. My favorite thing from this video is definitely going to be the contour palette. I think the contour palette is phenomenal. I love the color. I love the texture of the powder. I think it is great. I actually really, really enjoy the concealer as well. I think that it is mattifying, but not super heavy or overly drying on the under eyes. I think it gave me beautiful, beautiful coverage, covered up my dark circles like instantly. Really beautiful. I like this. Again, I have this in the shade Light Ivory. Super, super enjoyable. I really enjoy the foundation. I thought the foundation looked really beautiful. Very, very warm undertone, but I think if I got my like correct shade, I would really, really love this. I thought the finish on the skin was very dewy and fresh. Definitely didn't sit down, so you have to powder it if you don't want it to like rub off, but I thought it made my skin look very, it was very, very skin-like. It didn't look overly heavy or drying in any way. Really, really beautiful product. This was the HD LA Girl Pro Coverage HD High Definition Illuminating Foundation. I have this in the shade Porcelain. Really, really gorgeous. I adore the mascara. I think the mascara is one of the best mascaras I've ever used. I really, really enjoy the brush. I think it is easy to hold, easy to use, really easy to control as well. Really, really great formula. I thought the highlighter was phenomenal. It gives this really beautiful, very just natural looking, lit from within glow to the cheeks that is stunning. Really, really gorgeous powder. I, of course, love the eyeshadow palettes. I've had these. These were in my collection, and I use these all the time. I think that the eyeshadows are really, really great quality. I think they're a little expensive for what they are, but if you've got the money and if you're looking at Essence eyeshadow palettes, I think they're great. The only thing I really didn't like in this video was this powder. I think this powder is absolute garbage. If you guys look at my under eye, you'll see that it's starting to crease just a little bit. And that is because this powder doesn't actually set anything. I think all this powder really does is just go on the skin and make it look heavy. It didn't set my base. It didn't really lock anything in, didn't brighten. I think that this powder is pretty much useless, and I will never ever use this again. If you guys are looking for a really great powder from the drugstore, I highly recommend, like I said, the L'Oreal True Match blendable powder or the NYX Can't Stop powder. They're both really, really gorgeous. This does absolutely nothing and is a total and complete waste of your money. Guys, I think that's going to be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you have a beautiful, magical, wonderful rest of your day. Please, if you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up before you leave. As always, everything I used in today's video will be in the description box below, along with the links to all my other social medias. And I will, of course, be posting finished pics over on Facebook and Instagram. So if you're not following me on all my other socials, please make sure that you do that. I post at least one thing every single day. You know, I try not to let you get too bored too awful quickly. As always, no filters, no edits, no fancy lighting. It's just me sitting here playing with some makeup, hoping you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. My beautiful Loverlies, until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and remember, you're important. Bye.